Hey guys, hope everything is going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH underscore sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. Okay, so I wanted to touch base today regarding, once again, the PPP loans. And the PPP loans, it's been like a huge not controversy. A lot of people are talking about it now, which is actually a good thing. And this is gonna just me be thinking out loud. I've done one video and I've done a live stream regarding this, but I want to just maybe do another one regarding this. So, once again, from an optics point of view, I want to reiterate this. It doesn't look good for people that are rich and took the loans and didn't need them, right? You have to remember a lot of businesses went under. I remember the lady that I go get my haircut from, she wasn't allowed to operate. And I remember my wife had to cut my hair, right? Otherwise, I'd have to drive to Indiana to get, my haircut, which was crazy. So my wife didn't know how to cut my hair, so I was literally bald, almost bald. But yeah, that was the pandemic for you in a nutshell. Stories we could tell 30, 40 years from now. Now, in regards to the PPP loans and all these guys getting the money. So, first of all, I worked in a marketing agency, as I've stated before. I worked in a WPP company. WPP is a marketing holding company, and there are four big marketing holding companies. There's Omnicon, there's Publicis Group, and then there's, I think, the Interpublic Group or whatever they're called. And vast majority of their headquarters are overseas, from my understanding. WPP is based out of Britain. I think Publicis Group is out of France, and the list goes on, right? What these companies do, they buy up other marketing agencies that make a ton of money, and they become a portfolio. So the thing about marketing companies, and I want to get into Jeff Wilson in a minute, just hindsight, marketing agencies haven't done the best. I've been looking at stock prices. I used to work once again at WPP at one of their companies. Their stock price in 2015 is 50% down from the highs. The reality is that a lot of people, they try to do companies, they do marketing in-house now. And that's reflective based on the stock price. That's also reflective based on the economic situation going on right now. And I remember that marketing companies, what they used to do is, or what happened was on the account side, a lot of people got laid off. Once one of the clients says, "Hey, we're not going to deal with you anymore," okay? They're going to work in house. So we saw a lot of people dependent on the client. And if the client, to say, "Hey, look, we're going to cut ties with you," well, the account staff gets laid off. That's just the reality of it. Now, Jeff Wilson was saying that, "Hey, look, my client, they got laid up. They had to cut ties with us because there was just poor economic activity." I understand Jeff Wilson does digital work, from my understanding. I worked more in the experiential unit, so I'm pretty sure the company I worked at, they probably made a lot of layoffs because all the events had to get canceled. And this wasn't, digital based. So I wouldn't be surprised, or I'm pretty sure Jeff Wilson is telling the truth, right? I know some people would say, "How could you say that? How could you say that?" Well, I'm just looking at it from an unbiased perspective and I'm thinking out loud, okay? And once again, I'm not in support of affluent individuals taking out PPP loans. That's just my thinking, right? But you can do whatever you want to do, right? Once again, this is more of a government issue because the government is the one that issue the PPP loans, right? They're the ones involved in all of this hanky panky. So I blame the government for all of this, okay? Just want to reiterate. But from an optics perspective, I completely understand the sentiment right now regarding the PPP loans. So I believe he is telling the truth. Now, I understand there are claims of, hey, look, the marketing company took out the funds for payroll, and in the payroll, you're probably getting salary. That could be the case, right? I'd have to review the books to be 100% confident for me to assert that, right? And that's just me, right? Now, regards to like potential hanky panky, potential fraud, yes, there was definitely fraud in this industry. And regarding fraud, I know YouTube channel UMU, before MTG Line, he was doing videos how he knew people taking out PPP loans to engage in fraud. He also read stories of people using PPP loans to buy Pokemon cards. You have to ask yourself the question, how many people use the PPP loans to blow it on cards? That is a legitimate question. And it may have not been people in the industry themselves. So, yeah, in regards to this, I know Jeff Wilson took, I think, about $2 million bucks, and obviously it rubs people the wrong way, and I completely understand that. And that was for his marketing agency. Now, regards to potential, or not potential, but what looked weird, let me just reiterate that. So Upper Deck, I think they borrowed $2 million bucks. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And I think 1.5 million of it was for payroll, and $500,000 was for utility. And shout out to Dan the Card Man for finding this information out or pointing it out. $500,000 for utility. That's just weird, right? I don't know who spends $500,000 for utilities or just request money based on that. Once again, it could be a mistake. It could be a typo. They just said, hey, look, we're just going to lump all of the expense accounts and utilities, but it's going to be spread throughout. Okay, if that's the case, fine. But utilities? That's just weird. So when it comes to all this PPP stuff, for me, I'd have to look at the books to make an assertion. Hey, hanky-panky involved? No hanky-panky involved, right? And I respect other people who may not agree with what I'm saying, right? Once again, dialogue is needed. People with opinions, they may not agree with you. It needs to be stated, right? Once again, this is me thinking out loud. I'm not accusing any of the companies of fraud here in this industry. Now, people will be questioning it, and I do believe that people need to ask questions regardless of whatever side of the fence you're on, because if you don't question it, right, then that's not good for the hobby. I think more transparency, more dialogue is beneficial for the hobby, and it's good to see responses from Jeff. Now, I would like to see what other people have to say in the industry regarding this, okay? And the thing is, regarding PPP loans, it rubbed people the wrong way. And I think asking questions is completely fine, right? Anyways, I know some of you guys may not agree with my take, but I wanted to give you my opinion based on the experiences that I've had when I worked in marketing. I worked on the accounting side, so it's a little different than, the account. When I say the account, the marketing staff. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Anyways, remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you later, guys. Thank you. Bye.